News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. 10:05 on a Friday night, y'all. Okay, so Kamala, I've been telling you about this. So a man on death row, she refused to introduce evidence, DNA evidence that would have freed him. And he was on death row. And this black man, she wanted him to die. And instead, the New York Times pushed and pushed and pushed with a lengthy piece and finally got the DNA test that Kamala didn't want him to have, and then it showed him he was free, exonerated him, and was released, but no thanks to Kamala. I also shared the story of a black man who's an actor who she laughed at in his face and mocked him, according to him, after he was found guilty for a murder he didn't commit in the projects. But that's okay. Another black man in the projects going to jail for a murder he didn't commit. That's what Kamala wanted. And she even mocked him for it after she put him in jail, even though he's innocent. And then she tried to, here's another one, she tried to keep inmates locked up for cheap labor. This is from the leftist publication, The Daily Beast. And she was ordered to reduce the population of California's overcrowded prisoners. But Kamala, as the Attorney General, made the case that some nonviolent offenders still needed to be incarcerated, or else the prison system would lose a source of cheap labor. She wanted her slave labor. So she would not release men who were ordered to be released because they're nonviolent. No, she wants to be part of the structural racism. She wants to do that to people. And disproportionately, there's a number of black men in jail. She wanted them to stay in jail to work for cheap labor for the state. There was a class action lawsuit filed against her office and her for slow walking the process to get these people out. But they wanted it would, quote, negatively affect the prison's labor programs, the Daily Beast reported, including one that allowed certain inmates to fight California wildfires for $2 a day. I want you to get your black ass out there in that heat and put out those fires that we cause, my party causes, and I cause by climate change garbage that won't do they undercut they do controlled burns. I don't want no controlled burns. I want you to get your African American ass out there and be working with fires for $2 an hour. Get out there. So. And again, those disproportionately black men are in prison. We all know that. You don't even need to Google it. It's probably insane compared to other populations, right? So, and go ahead and Google that for me, Producer Garrett, because I want to back it up with facts. What is the amount of? Let's do both genders. What's the amount of blacks in prison versus the population for 2024? It's going to be huge. So she is essentially telling a predominantly black group of people incarcerated to stay in prison so we can get your cheap labor. And it is because of liberal policies that she supports, the climate change garbage and refusing to do controlled burns in California, which is the number one reason for their astronomical amount in the horrible wildfires, or not wildfires, but fires they have, and wildfires. It's not if, but when fires are going to happen. And if the vegetation is managed properly, the burns will be much less and much worse. Much less and much less destructive. He's looking up the numbers. I'll get it for you, but I know it's true. So she was forced eventually to change it. A federal judge, listen to this. Go ahead. What's the numbers? Men. Holy cow. 38.8% of the U.S. prison population and And there you go. There you go. So here's your numbers for Kamala and why she's putting a lot of black men in this. I call it slave labor because you're working for $2 a day in prison when you're supposed to be released according to the state of California. And judges have to force you, Kamala, to set them free. It's 6% of the pop. No, you said 6% of the population or 8%? Okay, 6.6%. We'll round it up to 7. Black men represent 7% of the population, but yet 38 point what percent of the prison population? Okay, so I'm going to round that also to 39. So they go from 7, I said, right? Did I say 7? Okay, to 39. What is 7 divided by 39? That's almost 6 times. That's almost 6 times. Because 42. So that's almost 6 times the the population are in prison. Of the population of American black men. And she's telling them disproportionately to go work for $2 a day fighting fires, risking their lives when the state has ordered them to be set free because they're nonviolent. And here's the other thing. A 3-judge federal panel ordered the people suing and Kamala to confer, according to the leftist Daily Beast. The state agreed to extend 2-for-1 credits to allow eligible minimum prisoners. Once we ridiculed and flagged them for that, they changed their tune, but that was their initial response, says the executive director of the prison law office and the lead counsel. So Kamala said 2 months after the arguments were made on her behalf that she was shocked by the argument, telling the publication she was looking into it. Yeah, that's your office, hon. Just a small part of her long career as a prosecutor, which has drawn scrutiny from Democrats, says the leftist Daily Beast, an activist who described her as a latecomer to social justice movement. There you go. You know why she came to the social justice movement? Because it was politically expedient for her. She is, as she's being called, a chameleon. She is all things to all people so that she can win. But that means she has no character, no backbone, and no character. She doesn't have an identity. She does whatever will get her elected and keep her elected. And then here's the last one. The coup de grace is Kamala Harris's marijuana prosecution record scrutinized after recent pardons from the Washington Times. So she, once a hard-nosed prosecutor, rallied behind. She laughed at the prospect of legalizing marijuana in California, even as her Republican opponent embraced reform in the race for Attorney General. That's amazing. But she sent to jail people for possessing marijuana. And Tulsi Gabbard in Detroit, this is when she beat the living crap out of Kamala in the debate for president in 2020. No, was it 2020? Yeah, it was 2020. She was a Hawaii representative at the time, congresswoman for Democrat, and she was a rival for the Democrat nomination, and Harris had the power to enact it, she said, to set these black men free, but she refused. And then the quote is, she put over 1,500 people, black people in jail for marijuana violations, and laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She's telling Harris that those who suffered under her reign deserved an apology. Bottom line is, when you were in position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not, she said. So it was 1,560 people, 1,560 people sent to prisons for cannabis-related offenses over a 5-year period. And that's amazing. That is amazing. And then she laughed about smoking weed on the Breakfast Club radio show with, of course, what's his name? Charlemagne the God, little G. So, anyways, that's her. And then she says she's been consistent throughout her whole career, she says, when she was responding. She goes, yeah! Okay, so it wasn't just black men, but it was 1,560 people to prison for marijuana that she smokes and got away with it and laughed about it when she was asked about it. There you go. That's who she is, y'all. What does her record as a prosecutor say to you? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Next, this weekend, will you be mowing your lawn? Will you be doing lawn work? Will you be perhaps doing an application on your roof and around your house and on your trees because you saw some ants? Like I was in my attic and I saw some ants. I happened to. I was checking for to make sure there were no critters up there because the what do you call it? The latch on on my hallway thing to go to the attic access. The latch felt like it's not the best one, and so it dropped down. And so my wife's like, do we have a critter in here? I'm like, so I looked up there at night, and I looked around, and I just looked up, and where we have a ridge vents for our roof, where it opens, and I looked, and on the ridge of the ridge vent, like the very top, it's not on the inside of the attic, but right on the top, I saw little ants going in a little line. I'm like, oh my gosh. And they were carrying little pieces of wood, it looked like. I'm like, oh my gosh. So there were carpenter ants maybe, or there was another ant that I got a guy I tell you about. He says he's interested in doing sponsoring my show, and when he does, I can tell you who he is. I'll be happy to. And we'll have him on because he's incredible, not only for pests but also lawn. But we'll get into it next. But I'll be up. I gotta go on the roof and spray. I gotta go. It's gonna be fine. The one treatment and it's done because I got really good stuff. And then around the house, like you normally would. Wait, what are you doing? Anyway, so we'll talk about that coming up next, and I wanted to tell you this too. And I'll be doing lawn work. How do you deal with the hot weather inside of your house, since we're going to have really today and tomorrow, and we're going to have some really high temps? And how do you prepare for working outside in this weather? And what do you do while you're working outside to keep yourself safe as you work outdoor in this heat? And by the way, your job may be outdoor all the time. I want to hear from you too, because you're even more of an expert. I'll tell you how I prepare what I do, and I want to hear from you, inside or outside, working or not on the outside with the hot weather. How do you prepare, and then how do you handle it while you're out there? 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. You can chime in right now, 800-288-WBAP. Line's wide open. Well, News Talk 820 WBAP now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset, my friend. Weather. It's going to be real hot. It was really hot today, and it's going to be really hot tomorrow and the next day. I'm sure you're shocked. This normally isn't happening August 16th of 2024 any year, right? It's not normal in mid-August to have 100-plus temperatures. Not normal at all here. I'm trying to joke, but okay. So I want to ask you if you work regularly outdoors in this weather, or if you're just like me and you're going to go out and do your lawn and do some pest control treatments and spend probably, like I will, 4 hours outside tomorrow, and then another at least probably 3 on Sunday. In the middle of the day, like middle to late, and it's so funny how it's like the later part of the day is even hotter at 5:30, which I swear to you, I could be wrong, but I swear to you, it is not that way in the Midwest, where I'm from. And it's incredible. And I marvel. It was so hot to me growing up and being, younger in my, growing up into my early 20s, very early 20s before I moved all over the country. And then it's not the same place where I grew up. But to believe that it was that hot, well, it never was. It's hard for me to see when I look at Chicago, since that's my only other city I have on there, since that's where my folks are and where I'm from. The temperatures are so amazing. I'm like, this is paradise. 86 for the high today and 68 at night. Isn't that great? It's like, it's perfection when the sun's when you're at dusk and at night. You can sit on your patio and just have fun. So, but I mean, I'll look real fast, but I don't think the high is, well, that rain's not going to help. So I don't think it gets like that later in the day. I think it's like in the middle of the day. But here, I swear to you, it's just different. As you know, well, it is. We all know it's like 4:30, 5:30 are the hottest. I'm like, excuse me, the sun is beginning to set. Why is it hotter at that point? I mean it. It's like, what is this? I don't understand that, and I'm sure somebody can explain it to me, but maybe not. I've asked weathermen here. Troy Dungan is a friend of mine. Troy's a legend in this town. He retired a long while back ago, but there were billboards everywhere that said, "Trust Troy." I mean, he was the big dude here, and he's a sweetheart. We're friends, and I know him very well personally. And I asked him one thing, and with like, why do we get how is it that we get the desert weather, but then we also get like the humid nastiness of the South? And I had a theory, but even he was like, when he explained it to me, like, I don't even, like, he couldn't fully really make it easy, or he didn't have much of an explanation for it, which is weird to me. Brad Barton, though, probably, because he's like a super way over the top nerd. Way over the top. I think Troy's more of a regular everyman that just speaks plainly. But anyways, okay, so I want to ask you, how do you prepare to go out there, and then what do you do while you're out there to make sure you don't pass out or have heat exhaustion? 800-288-WBAP. And inside of your house, what do you do? I'm going to give you my details right now, and you chime in right now as well at 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. I'm going to start outside working. So I drink, because of my soda weight loss, which is one of my sponsors. Lost almost 50 pounds, kept it off for 6.5 years and counting. I drink usually almost 100 ounces of water a day. When I wake up and I take a few prescriptions in the morning and my other supplements, they're regular supplements like men's vitamins and stuff and fish oil. But I do 25 ounces first thing in the morning. And then I drink coffee, and I'm counterbalancing that tremendously. So I'll have, by the time I've hit noon, I have noon or 1, I've had 50 ounces. And then I will have had almost 75 before I go outside. And I will chug more before I go outside. If I haven't had the 75, I'll chug another 20. And then when I'm outside, I'll go through 25, as we all do, being out there within the first half hour. And then, so I'm already at 100 by that time. And then I'll probably have another 10 to 20 after that at least. And I do electrolytes. I have but not that. Gatorade is the poor man's electrolytes. The one I have is a really great brand that if they want to be my sponsor, I should pursue it. I use them every morning, pretty much. And it's just a little scoop in there. And there's no sweetener. I use stevia. There's no sugar, I should say. I add a little liquid stevia, and it's like paradise. Even when I don't need it, I take it. So electrolytes are one of the most important things. Nathan in Saginaw. Oh, wait, no. I got to take a pause, right? We got to stop. So, Nathan, I'm going to talk to you in Saginaw next at 10:33. I apologize. Don't go anywhere, my friend. And you should be drinking a lot of water, preparing for tomorrow. Now, sir. Now! During the next couple of minutes before I come on with you. Stand by, Nathan. Hold on. Nathan, are you drinking water right now?
Well, I'm drinking a cold beer right now.
Get out of here. Stand by. That was great. All right, Nathan will be next, plus your call, 800-288. That was freaking perfect. I want to know what kind he's drinking, too, coming up next. 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. I couldn't have paid him or said it any better. Hey, DFW weather is insane, right? Oh, but you know what I can't stand? I can't stand this. The Star Telegram said, they sent me a push notification because I signed up for those because of my job. And this morning, it made it look like the push notification made it look like it's going to be 112 degrees this weekend in Fort Worth. I'm like, and then I look at the stupid thing that says it'll feel like. And the feel like thing is literally the most pathetic, stupid thing. If you can't figure out that 102 is hot, then you are a moron. You qualify to be a Kamala voter. If you can't figure out that the temperature is 30 degrees and it's or 33 degrees and it's going to be raining and windy, that it's going to feel colder than 30 degrees, you're a moron. All the feels like thing is designed to do is to make you feel more alarmed or worried, and to act like and to talk like things are worse than they are. The feel like thing is the most pathetic, stupid, and wimpy, wussy thing that I've ever heard in my lifetime when it comes to weather forecasting and weather descriptions. Give me the frickin' temperature and tell me if it's going to be sunny out or windy out and rainy out or not. That's all I need, because I'm not stupid. When the sun's out and it's 102, it feels really freaking hot. All this, it's so you see 112. Oh my God, it's 100. Hey. It feels like you're a wimp. I cancel you if you say that. I cancel you. I attack you. I denounce you. I renounce you. I revoke you. I rebuke you. I wash my hands of you. Have I made myself clear? You are unacceptable. You are unwelcome in my presence. You are an omen. You are a cancer upon our society. You must be excised and removed like a poison or a cancer. You must be flushed out. You must be removed. You are a ne'er-do-well. You are a miscreant. You are an undesirable. So, what do you do? How do you handle working outside in this weather? Whether it's your professional career or like me, you're a weekend warrior outside for probably 4 hours tomorrow and 3 on probably 3.5 on Sunday, actually. I told you my descriptions, and then how do you handle it inside? I'll tell you inside. You got to leave all the blinds and closed and all the the curtains over the blinds because that kills the heat twofold, and it actually helps a lot. Unless you don't care and you feel like bacon, not bacon, but baking. Nathan in Saginaw, who is drinking a beer to prepare for tomorrow's heat. You, sir, are on 820 AM and 93 FM. WBAP, what's up?
Well, I was going to tell you what we used to do out in the oil field when I was working.
Oh, wow. Yes. And by the way, did you finish that beer and you're on another one now, preparing for tomorrow's weather?
No, I hadn't even taken another drink of it yet. I'm a slow drinker.
You got to get yourself ready. You got to get yourself ready for tomorrow's weather, sir. Have another one. All right, go ahead.
Well, we were working out in the Permian Basin, and it gets a little hot out in West Texas.
A little.
Like here. And what we did, and it was mandatory, is for safety, was we'd carry water with us,
Mm-hmm.
and then we wear a long sleeve shirt. And the idea behind that, which seemed kind of odd.
Because, you wouldn't think it, right? Go ahead.
Right. And but the idea behind it, and it worked, was for one thing, you don't get sunburn. And second thing is all that sweat, because you're drinking a little water. I mean, that's the main thing right there. And your sweat, that shirt will keep that sweat inside, and then so every time the wind blows, it looks like an air conditioner.
You know what? It is amazing. Gosh, you're so right. Because here's what I for years I experienced it personally. When I'm out there with the lawn and I'm sweating like a dog. And I'm out there, and it's starting. The wind blows, particularly towards the end of the day, as it starts becoming more towards dusk, and it blows, and it's like, oh my gosh, that is the most incredible feeling. It's pleasant. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it really does. It's just like an air conditioner blowing on you.
Yeah. When it's hard is when today my sprinkler guy's over for a couple hours, and I go outside every once in a while because I show him what the issues are. He's going over my system, little things here, little things there to fix, and he's checking each zone, and some zones have a couple of things out. So I'm inside for like an hour or 30 minutes doing work, and then he calls me to the next one because he wants me to. And I asked him if I could show him. I go out there, I'm out there for 5-10 minutes, and I come in, and I'm like, that's freaking hot. It's horrible. Because I'm going out from the air conditioning and coming right back in 5-10 minutes later, so it's like worse than just being out there. Yeah.
The longer you're out there, the more you get acclimated to it, I guess. But,
right. But I like that they made you drink water. And there's anybody, my understanding is there was a state law that was passed a while back, and there's mandates on anybody that's doing contracting, for example, with the road. It might be just contracting with the state or in the state for the state or government is they have to, at least with the roads, they have to take a break every 45 minutes for 15 minutes.
I just thought
when it's over a
that
certain temperature, yeah.
When I was a little kid playing football, what they'd give us was salt pills.
Well,
thinking that was going to help.
That's the electrolytes.
Okay.
I don't, if I look up electrolyte, I'll look up the supplement I take for electrolytes. It's costly, but it's really good stuff. And I understand why it is.
Gatorade be a thing to do there, man.
Well, Gatorade's fine, but the stuff I use is probably a lot better. In fact, I'll pull up them side by side and I'll do a little analysis of the ingredients and the how much, because I think the one I have is a lot better. It's not cheap either for I don't know. It's like a thing of it's 90, I think, servings is like I don't know, $35 or something. I don't know. It's just a little scoop though, a little teeny scoop. That's all it is in one little container. So, anyways, I appreciate your call, Nathan, and carry on, my friend.
All right, enjoyed talking to you.
You too, brother. 800. I enjoy. No, I was kidding. 800-288-WBAP is our number. 800-288-9227. Talking about how you deal with the heat. And by the way, feel free to tell me what you set your HVAC at during the day. And it is different per place. Like, it depends on the location of your thermostat, but it also depends on your thermostat. Like, every system is different. And so I realize you setting it at 72 might be equivalent to me setting mine at 75. But nonetheless, 800-288-WBAP, as we prepare for this, and handle this weather. I do... It's like, for example, on one side of the house, I do it at 75, and that's actually cold, on that side. But on the other side, it's at 75, and that's minimally decent cold. I prefer 74, maybe even 73. It just depends. Interesting stuff. And plus, also, one side's brand new from my construction. I've told you about it on and off for a couple of years. And that's just different how it works, and the insulation is even more... it's brand new and it's really nice stuff. So anyways, all right, and then you know what else I want to do next? I want to revisit our friend and our hero who has fallen, who served us in the military honorably, and then after 4 years, I think it was, or 8, he then went and served as a Fort Worth police officer, and he's well past retirement age in his years and years and years of service to this nation and to his community in Fort Worth. And he was killed by a drunkard. According to the police, you're not going to believe how much she consumed. She was on probation for her 6th arrest for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And the judges were lenient and let her out so that she could kill a beloved Fort Worth police officer, Sergeant Billy Randolph. We're going to get into more details on that and him coming up next on the Chris Crock Show on News Talk 820. And your heat calls, yes, 800-288-WBAP on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM 93.3. All right, we're going to get into the heat stuff here, and then we're going to talk more about the sick person that is accused of killing Fort Worth police officer Billy Randolph, and hear more about his legacy and his life in a moment. I want to honor him. But first, Michael in Fort Worth talks about the heat. Michael, you, sir, are on WBAP. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm a truck driver, and I deliver for Discount Tire, multiple stops daily, so 3 stops a week, about 1,200 to 1,400 tires per trailer.
Wow.
About 30,000 pounds of tires.
Oh.
You're inside of a trailer, it's about 120 degrees.
Oh, my God.
No AC, no nothing. And drink lots of water.
Wait a minute, sir. Wait a minute. Are you in the back of this thing? I don't understand.
Yes, sir. I'm in the trailer rolling the tires out to the employees, and they stack them in, they check them in, and you usually have 3 stops per trailer. Each stop is probably 300 to 400 tires, and the total trailer usually has about 1,200 to 1,400 tires, about 30,000 pounds of tires. I do that 3 times a week.
Oh, my gosh. So let me ask you a quick question.
Sure.
Do you drive the rig and unload it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when you drive it, is there HVAC in the driving? I would assume so.
Oh, heck yeah. I love the AC in my truck.
Right on. Okay, and then are you long haul or short haul? Where do you drive?
I'm regional, so I'm most of my loads are under 800 miles.
Okay, so you do 3 loads a week, you said, right?
Yep, so that's about 3,600 tires, about 100,000 pounds of tires.
That's incredible. And so the hard work is when you are loading and unloading, like hard physical.
Actually, the trailer's preloaded. All I do is unload it.
Oh, I see. So then why don't you just get the trailer pre-unloaded?
Because I'm the only person in the truck.
You're doing it wrong, sir. Just tell them you want to preload it when you arrive.
Yeah, it's true. Preloaded is when I go to DHL, they load the trailer, and I give them my load information.
Dang.
They give me the paperwork, and then I drive to the Discount Tire. They have employees there on the ground, but there's no one in the trailer but me.
Okay, so do you go to a distribution place to drop off?
I do.
That's what it is. So you don't go to individual ones, you go to distribution, and then there's people that do local. The local delivery is separate, right?
No, sir. I pick up at the distribution center, and I deliver individually to the stores.
So you're getting out and doing, how long are you unloading at each store roughly?
It's about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour and a half.
So you're and then you get back in the truck, cool off while you go to the next place.
And then I go to the next stop. It's usually 3 stops per store.
Oh my gosh! May God bless you with that. So how do you prepare for that physically? With your body. Do you drink a lot of fluids? Do you drink electrolytes? What do you do?
Yes, sir. I do. I drink a lot of water, and I also have the electrolytes. So I'll drink 1 bottle after every stop, and mostly water most of the time. And there's just times where you got to pour a little water over your head just to cool you off, because most of your heat when you're inside that trailer goes to your head. Wow. So your head's like, you can feel the heat on your face. You can fry an egg on the trailer walls.
My gosh!
Because they're metal. The trailer walls are metal.
Wow.
So say you're as you work your way to the front of to the very front of the trailer, it gets hotter because you can walk to the back of the trailer and it gets cooler. And then you're talking about that wind. As soon as you feel that wind, it's air conditioning right there.
I know.
It's totally awesome. But like I said, it's 120 in that trailer, and you can see the sweat drip over your eyebrows, over your eyes.
Yes, I experience that a lot when I'm doing my yard work. And what's annoying is if I'm wearing my protective stuff when I'm doing edging, trimming, and blowing, and then it gets on the things, and then I can't see anything. Man!
And then I have to change my shirt from every stop because I don't want to wear my shirt is totally soaking wet along with my shorts, but I change my shirt after every stop so I don't have to drive to the next stop in a wet shirt.
Yes, because whenever I do when I strip down and get in the shower after I do all that work, it is literally that like the underwear, the socks, and the pants are soaked, and my shirt, everything's soaked. I got to hang it outside to dry. I can't leave it and then put it in the washer. It'll be all nasty.
I take it off, put it in the clothesline, and wash it when I get home.
Right. My gosh. Thank you for your call, brother.
Thank you. You have a good night. Enjoy your show. I listen to it every day.
Thank you very much. It means a lot to me, sir. Drive safe, and God bless you. That's incredible. I'm going to look up, too, the electrolyte stuff real fast. I'm looking at a Gatorade label, and I'm going to look at my... Hold on. I'm going to look at my label. If I can pull up the stupid label. Do they not have labels? All right. There we go. Okay. So, just a Gatorade comparison. Sodium, 270 milligrams. Mine is not sodium, it's potassium, which is the same thing, 250. Okay, Gatorade has potassium 75. Potassium, look at this, potassium 250. There's your difference right there. So 250 for potassium, way higher than 75 in mine. Mine is way higher. Total carbs is 36, and mine is 0. So there you go. No sugars, no fiber. You don't need that. It's just sodium. Actually, you know what it is? The sodium is very high. 270 milligrams. That's what it is. High in salt. Mine is only 55 milligrams of sodium, but the potassium is astronomical. Phosphorus, magnesium, and is 100 manganese, and so really that's the big difference than the two. So Gatorade just gives you a lot of salt, really. And some light potassium. Mine gives you better stuff and a lot more of the better stuff.